Welcome to the United Show. I'm your host, Nathan Ellington, and we have a full house again today, this week, and we got a lot to talk about. How's Garth, how's Marcel, and how's Alex today?
Good time, mate.
Yeah, great.
Excited.
Good. We just come off me and Marcel just come off a call with Semra Hunter, giving us the lowdown and breaking our hearts a little bit. So that wasn't nice, but we're still hopeful. We're still hopeful, isn't it, Marcel? We're still hopeful.
100%.
You shouldn't be, from what I watched. You definitely shouldn't still be hopeful, because she was slapping that down early.
Oh, it wasn't nice. It wasn't nice to hear, but we got a few in here, a few comments already coming in. Surgeon Erik Ten Hag kicking ass. I'm sure that's about Cristiano Ronaldo. You got Paul James saying United. I'm sure that's what he's saying in that way. We're going to win we're going to win the league. Maybe we're going to win the league, not win it. Evening Erik, and evening Mary. Good stuff. Well, we've got a lot to talk about. Let's get through. Let me have a look at what we've got first. Obviously, we did have that conversation earlier about De Jong, so we're gonna kind of go through the De Jong despair. Really, that's basically what I'm feeling, a little bit of despair here. Garth, we're gonna start with you. I know you might have heard some. I'm not sure what you heard, but obviously, Semra said the chances are very, very slim to none that he's going to come. If he is going anywhere, it won't be at United. It will be at Chelsea. And other side is Xavi likes him. Maybe even if they want to get him off the books, Xavi likes him. So end of the day, as long as the manager's on side with you, you don't have to see the chairman every day at the training ground. So tough luck. And then what was he saying, Mark? You were saying about the fourth part of the money. Explain that again, please. I can't remember how she said that.
Oh, so in terms of the fourth lever.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So if they do actually execute a fourth lever, which they're more than entitled to, they'll have enough money to actually have him on the books still, and to make additional signings. So it's a case where they can still execute. They're at their third even. I thought it was only their first and second that they had done, but they could potentially be selling off, their studios. They have a certain amount of assets that they'll be willing to sell off for upwards of 25 years. And another one seems like it might be they might actually just say off the next lever. It doesn't look good, to be honest with you. It doesn't look good. So yeah.
Go on, Garth. What you?
Yeah, first? No. Well, I caught the final, literal last 3 or 4 sentences of when you were talking about De Jong, and it didn't come across good at all. So I was pleased to still see you optimistic, Nathan. That you were still hoping, but no. What was it, 4 weeks ago, when it looked like we'd finally got the deal done over the line? There's lots of rumours flying about it was going to be announced the next day. When it didn't happen after that, as you all know, I've been saying to all of you, it was done for me. We were never getting him. And both you occasionally got me back over the line to being optimistic, but as soon as you weren't about, I was straight back down into not happening, not happening in a minute. But yeah, I can't blame him either. I blame Man United for taking this long with it and knowing he ain't coming, because I can't believe that I can't believe the player's been stringing us along. I think we've been kidding ourselves. And yeah, if someone like Chelsea comes in, why wouldn't you go to Chelsea over Man United? Like I've been saying for a while, the only link he's got to Man United is Ten Hag, and we don't really know how strong that is. Chelsea come and knock in, you're probably going to get a better pay packet, and maybe not as Man United, but you're definitely playing Champions League football next year. So yeah, it's a shame because we need him. The big question for everyone after we've gone through this bit, is who is out there that we can replace him with. So,
Alex, I'm sure you've got some thoughts on that and thoughts on what we've just mentioned there. So it'd be nice to hear what you got to say on the topic.
I mean, I wasn't holding my breath for him to come. I think because the fact is he that's his dream club. Barcelona's his dream club, and to be frank, I was kind of hoping that he would stay there, just because I kind of want to see how that will play out with Barcelona as well in terms of them being able to register players. So that's a little bit of a spite in me that wants to see that. But yeah, it's sad because he's just such a talented player, and I feel like he could make such an impact on the team. And I'm really happy that Ten Hag was sticking to his guns and wanting to have that type of player and wasn't sort of looking anywhere else, because I think that just shows that he knows what he's doing. So I think that gives me a little bit of hope in this sort of this despairing time. But yeah, I just losing players to like Chelsea and like Man City, all that kind of stuff. It's like it just shows where we are. It's really sad, actually. So I think we just have to really be patient with this rebuild and start from scratch. And I think in terms of like a replacement, I mean, the only name is probably like Neves, really, because he's someone who probably could slot into the team and play really well. But other than that, I just don't see anyone else right now wanting to come in and play for us. So yeah, it's a bit grim.
Can I just ask, Alice? Can I just ask, would you take Neves just because you think we need someone, or do you actually think Neves would improve our squad? Because I'm on the fence with him. You do, yeah, fair enough.
Improve our squad, yeah, I really do. I think he would. I mean, we've got McFred at the moment, which I really think Fred's improved. So I think he would improve it just that much further. So yeah, I'd pick him. But yeah.
Marcel, anything extra to say on that?
Well, it's a really good point, and it's a weird thing, you know, who plays like Frankie de Jong, guys? You know, who actually plays like him? You know, I mentioned obviously a late footballer in Ousmane Dembele from Tottenham that kind of has a similar kind of style, and we've been touted for Renato Sanchez, but it looks like we've missed out on him. You know, and that would have been another really good purchase there that you could maybe look at in terms of another player that has that style, very brave on the ball, confident on the ball, can drive with it. But you know, when you're looking at Ruben Neves, he can't, I don't think, apply himself even the way that Zidane Iqbal maybe can apply himself to that role. So I don't know, it does look a bit grim, but I still want to hold on to the optimism that we both shared, Nathan, and a little bit similar to Garth, though. But I really want to believe that potentially he could come still.
Yeah, to be fair, I'll just quickly jump on that. The thing is there can't be smoke without fire there. There's got to be some kind of conversation that was had where he gave an open door, even a tiny open door. Like, listen, if worst case scenario, there's no clubs and I have to go, I'm coming. But if any other options, I ain't coming. Even that's still a small chance, and I'm willing to take it at the minute. So I don't care if it's lastminute.com, last second he signs and we get him over the line. As long as we get him done, I'm happy with that, to be fair. So that's me on that side of things. Secondly, go on if you want to quickly.
No, sorry, I was going to say, like, you still is that wild hope now though? Because it felt like from what she said that kid, it's pretty much done. Like, there's no, or do you think there is actually? Do you actually think there is still a glimmer that we've got? Because we need him.
I can't see how Erik ten Hag is going to just go out and just do that. What he's doing, these actions don't, it doesn't back it up. That he's just not spoken to me saying, "No, I'm definitely not coming." What the hell are you thinking? Trying to stick on for me? I told you I'm not coming. Like, that can't be happening, surely. No, we're going to stick out for you anyway. Don't worry about it. It doesn't. It's not going to happen. There's something there, and I don't know what it is, and no one's telling anyone, but I don't know. But we're going to see right at the end, and I think there's still a chance. That's all I'm saying. Whether it happens or not is a different thing.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Something there. Steve saying...
The hope that kills, Nath. That's what it is.
Hey,
Steve, Arsenal fans. They're always big up before the start of the season, don't they? 3 games in, no points. We'll see how they're doing then. So,
pre-season Barcelona tax, I guess, for them.
Yeah. So we've got someone mentioning something to do with Ronnie there, didn't he? Yeah, must keep Ronnie now. Martial is injured. Well, we're going to talk about him next, actually.
It's only one game, hopefully, Martial, but what unfortunate timing for him. You know what I mean? So bad. Because you know what happened? Ronaldo will now go and bag a hat-trick against Brighton, even though he shouldn't even be playing. It's
the problem. But the thing with Cristiano Ronaldo, he's just starting to play up a little bit. And I know it's a pre-season game, and I know you can kind of not, after a pre-season game, it's not so much importance on sticking around. And we do know how long it takes to leave that ground. If you've been there, everyone has been there, you know it's a nightmare. If you stay to the last minute, you're there another 2 hours. If you go before, you can get out straight away. It's a madness, but I usually go to the inside where you can watch it on the telly in the last minutes, like the injury time. And then as soon as the whistle blows, I'm off. Otherwise, I know I'm going to be stuck. So I know what Cristiano's thinking. But at the same time, Ten Hag has gone on one and said, listen, it's unacceptable. You cannot leave the club, the training ground, the stadium in the middle of a game. So I'm hoping he's had that conversation with him as well. And Cristiano is actually going to accept that kind of talk to him, because I've seen him on the sideline. I don't know if you saw, but it looked like he was trying to talk as if he's on the same level as him. it kind of had that kind of look to him, like, don't talk to me like that, don't tell me, kind of thing. I didn't like that look, to be fair. Garth, did you see anything on that? Did you think anything on that when you were chatting with him on the sideline? Did you see that and think anything different, or did you not think anything of that?
No, I didn't see that because obviously when we did the post match, I mentioned it, didn't I, about Ronaldo? Like, did you think? And at that time, we didn't think anything of it, so I hadn't seen him chatting. Obviously, I've seen it now, and yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed with Ronaldo. Like, I don't expect this sort of behaviour from him, to be quite honest with you. I thought he was #1 professional, you know what I mean? But he don't want to be here. He clearly don't want to be here. I think we should read a little bit more into him leaving when he did than he's been made out. Because apparently he went up to a box with a few other players first, and then him and Dallo and a couple of others all left together. But Ten Hag's already brought out these rules about them eating together, being together all the time. It wouldn't surprise me if Ten Hag is expecting these players to be in the dressing room, or at least the post match bit, have a meal with them or something like that. You know, I mean, whatever it is, and they've all legged it home basically. So disappointing, man. Him talking to him on the sideline, that is Ronaldo. We've seen that before. If it's anyone else, I'd say you can't do that. But Ronaldo and Messi, they almost are bigger than the game, ain't they? And if they come across a manager like Ten Hag who don't abide with that, there's going to be a coming together. You know what I mean? So I don't read too much into that. I read a lot more into him. There's not a club mentality to be leaving 15 minutes before the end of the game. You know what I mean? I agree with you. I'm like trying to get out. There's a nightmare, but I expect him to stay behind with the rest of them. But yeah, so unprofessional for me.
Right, Alex, what you got to say on this? Have you got an opinion on this? Let's hear it.
Yeah, do you know what? There's a couple of things I think. For me, firstly, I'm not really too precious about like preseason games and players sticking around. So I think from one hand, I was like, and I wasn't too fast. And then on the other hand, I guess if there are rules in place, then they should all be sticking to it. I feel like he's getting a lot of heat for it because there were other players and they're kind of like going under the radar. It's just him that's the highlight. And I get it. It's like, you know, press fodder, like it's a clickbait thing.
Yeah.
So I understand that. I think that I don't think he should be above the law. I know that he is, you know, Cristiano. I feel like within that team structure, like Ten Hag is the boss. And I like that he's showing that he can be authoritative. And I remember like in the beginning, people saying, oh, how can Erik Ten Hag handle big personalities, etc. And I think he's showing that he actually can by coming out, by saying these things and by showing who's boss, because we massively need that within the team. So I love that side of things. But I'm on the fence with this one because I wasn't that fast about them leaving a preseason game. I think if it was a Prem game, then I would have been like, what's he doing? What's he playing at? But I'm just like, okay, no worries.
Before I have to say that, like, we're talking about Cristiano Ronaldo here. He is so media savvy. He knows what him leaving 15 minutes before the end is going to look like. Like he knows that he's making a statement, and the other players, they're like that's like clearly Dallo is doing. You know what I mean? I can just imagine what it's like. Like, oh yeah, I'll come. You know what I mean? It's unacceptable. We'll come with him. There's levels to this. It's the same as Ronaldo can talk to a manager like that. He also has to be above when it comes to the club behaviour, in my opinion, anyway. So.
Well, Marcel, what you got to say on this? I'm sure you've had a lot of chats about this one.
No player is bigger than this club. None. Yeah. There's no player that is bigger than this football club, Manchester United. No, there's none. I can't name one that I think is bigger than the history of this club and the fans of this club. What he's done is disgraceful. He's been wanting to leave for how long now? And he's followed that action. He's gone through the right means or means that has not been particularly great, and he's been unsuccessful. Your job now is to get your head down and be part of this team and find a way to be part of this team.
Yeah,
it is all about Ronaldo, which is an ego thing and how he plays. And at this age, you kind of have to play to his strengths. But he didn't have a good 45 minutes. I don't think he had a brilliant 45 minutes. So when you consider that as well, and the attitude of walking off, I don't think Alex Delot was part of the squad. You know, Ethan Laird played the whole game. So he's walked off of a player that wasn't part of the squad, you know, for that fixture. So I would have... Bruno was there, Martial was there, De Gea was there. They were all in the stadium, a few seats from me, but they stayed for the whole of the game. I just don't understand why you would do that. Exactly what Garth said. Knowing who you are as a player, that's unacceptable. It's plain and simple, and you can't have that now leading into a season. But like you guys have said, he now goes and scores 2 or 3 goals against Brighton and gets us off to a winning start. It's another predicament for the manager.
Yeah, true. You got RH saying This is Raj, actually, a good friend of mine. Ronaldo needs to act professionally and get on with it. Raj here, good friend Nathan. Yeah, good evening. My favourite pundit is Garth, the Man United dude.
Cheers, mate.
Okay. Thanks. What about the rest of us? Come on. I'm playing. He's an Arsenal fan anyway, so he's on Kier's side and Steve's side. So you got on the wrong show, mate. Yesterday. Yeah. So okay. Well, let's see how that pans out anyway. Whether he starts, and let's see how long he lasts as well, because he hasn't had a pre-season. Will Ten Hag punish him for doing what he did, and then maybe start someone else, which would maybe kill us if Martial's actually injured as well? That won't be nice as well. So that's another thing. Is Martial actually injured? Is that
he's injured for Brighton. He's 100% out for the Brighton game.
How long is it going to be? Because hamstring is quite a peculiar.
No, they reckon next game he'll be back for. They reckon, is it not? Who's it next after Brighton? Whoever it is.
Brentford,
yeah. He's saying he should be back for Brentford. So, but Nate, let me ask you this, man. As an ex-pro, would the circus surrounding Cristiano Ronaldo affect you on the in any way? Any of the players on the pitch? Everything's about Ronaldo. He leaves the game early. There's media all around him. You know what I mean? Would that affect, or does it just pass you by when you're in the mindset out there?
Nah, look, I don't know if I was ever playing around a player like that. But yeah, if you've got a player who wants to leave, it's a weird one, because if they want to leave and they're playing up, they're not playing usually. You know, they're not going to be playing. You're not going to be like, yeah, actually, no, please stay, please play for us. So the different one in it with Cristiano is like, we want you to stay. He's not for sale. No matter what you say, it's a different situation. It's whoever's in power. There's always a power struggle. And when you're in power, you can demand things. And when you ain't in power, then you're finished. It's really like that. And Cristiano is currently still in power, but his power's dwindling away quite slowly because he ain't got no options. So now we'll see what happens differently. So yeah, I can't really say too much on it, but I would guess it would annoy people, because it'll be like the main thing that all the players will be thinking about is favoritism. You know, like one rule for him, one rule for him.
Yeah.
It's not right. You can't have that in a squad, and especially if you're laying down a law and then someone comes and messes around, and then Garnacho, for example, I think it was Garnacho, didn't play the game because he was late for one of the meetings or two of the meetings, and then Cristiano goes and does this, and then nothing happens. So then everyone will be like, what's all this about? Like, yeah, so he can do that now just because he's Ronaldo. Yeah, maybe he can just because he's Ronaldo, but we'll have to wait and see see how Ten Hag takes him seriously. How the players take Ten Hag as seriously as he has been when he first laid down the law. So that's what I'm thinking.
Do we think there's any chance he doesn't start on Sunday? Maybe Rashford goes through the centre, Ronaldo, because he's only had 45 minutes pre-season, so I can't see him managing 90. I don't think.
Go on, I'm going to say what I'm thinking in a minute. If you got something to say on that one, go on.
Elanga. I genuinely think Elanga would be the one to come in. I think Rashford in the centre. Potentially you might see Sancho on that left again, you know, something where he done well last season, but we've really seen him come through now on this right side, and then Elanga maybe goes on the right.
Do you think Elanga deserves to start?
No, I don't. But out of all of the players, the next one to come through, I think, or that we can really trust in big moments. He scored in Champions Leagues for us. He scored against Leeds when we needed him. He's the more maybe senior player out of the younger ones there, out of the group. The one that I think will come through the most this season is going to be between maybe Ahmad or Facundo. Facundo, I'm looking at the majority, but it would be, I think Elanga would start next game. But it's going to end up being Ronaldo, guys, unfortunately.
All right. Alex, who do you think the front three are going to be then? If Martial's out, you just think it's a straight swap with Ronaldo, or do you think one of the youngsters, Elanga, you've got Elanga, Ahmad, or Garnacho might even get a little run? What do you think? Which one?
I mean, yeah, I think it would be Ronaldo. I think it makes more sense. I think I know that he didn't have a great first pre-season game, but I think that he still has that talent, doesn't he? So, and it's like you want to put your best team out, and he is the best. He would probably start.
Wow, we got Sir Alex Carrington Keynote saying I still wouldn't start Ronaldo if Martial is fit. The wrong show.
No, if Martial is fit, then he'd have to start, in my opinion. Yeah.
This is the wrong show, but I love the Man U show. It's always good. Also, big shout out to other pundits. You will do a good job. Right? Thank you.
Damage control.
because that's the only thing I can think of. Because I don't think Ronaldo should be allowed to start. Like, it's one of them ones. Do you cut your nose off to spite your face thing? You know what I mean? But if we've got another option, in my mind, we could Rashford through the centre, be it Elanga, be it Ahmed, be it Garnacho on the wing, be it Palestri. We've got options to really show that he can't hold us to ransom like that. If you know what I mean.
How long is he going to want to stay? If for example, Martial's fit and healthy and well, and he's starting that front three, and he's not starting Ronaldo, like that's just going to cause even more ag, and that's going to see Ronaldo getting increasingly angry, and that's going to lead to so many. I'm just like, and then now with the subs thing, now like, how's that all going to? I'm just trying to figure out how that's going to work just over the period of the season.
I think that's the saving grace. That you can players will get minutes. You know, between that group of 4 players, there will be minutes there for somebody. I think that's the saving grace, baby.
Yeah, so we give chances for Palestri and Ahmad and Langa and Garnacho to really show what they've got. Like towards the end of games, they might be getting shared games and then we'll see who really can push forward and be the best of the lot. My money would be on Garnacho from what I saw last week.
Yeah, you know it. Yeah,
Can we ship Ronaldo off to Chelsea then? Like, what's? I'm like, see you later. I'm done.
Do we all believe that if someone had come in for him, he'd be gone now? Like the club would have sold him? Yeah, we do. Like, 100%.
But do you guys believe that he will score goals for us next season?
Oh yeah, man.
100%. I feel like he's almost a gift and a curse at the same time.
Yeah, that's exactly what he is. Jay-Z out. Is it Jay-Z? Jay-Z album? Gift and a curse? Right? Yeah. Jay-Z. So Steve K says, I still feel Man United will do ample business before the close of the window. Champions League for a club like United is a must. Surely the Glazers know that. The Glazers don't care, Benny says. So, well.
I don't reckon we do. I really don't believe we do much more business. I reckon 1 or 2 players, absolute maximum before September 1st. You're going 3, Nathan. No, if we, no, I reckon it's a big one.
Young, we won't. But if we don't get them, we'll get 3. I believe. But anyway, we're on to some other tasty information that came out this week as well. Can we play with a false 9? Okay, we'll think about that. But
is that what he was trying when he was putting Ahmed through the centre? Yeah, is that what he was trying then?
Yeah, I like the way he is on the ball. And he could probably play as a striker because he doesn't need to do all that. He might not be kind of like a 10, like down to 10 men if you're on the right because he's a bit too small. He's not that good defensively, but you put him up front, might do the job. But anyway, on to this one. Henderson, have you heard his comments this past week? About being so upset. It's weird because when you listen to it, you have what I had one thought in my mind, and then like when I'm hearing other people's aspects of how they thought about it, it's so true. I'm going to talk about this. So Henderson comes back to United. Ollie says, "Listen, you're going to be first choice." He says, "Right." Comes in, gets COVID, and he was going to be first choice. Let's have it right. De Gea was not playing well at the end of that season. Henderson came back in. We was all saying Henderson definitely deserved to get a chance to start now. He gets COVID. De Gea comes back, and it's like a Luke Shaw situation where Luke Shaw firing De Jong. De Gea was on fire. So you can't take him out after he starts on fire, and then he comes back from fitness, back to fitness. What's he going to do? And so it was a bit of, I think it was I even know the word now. It's a unfortunate situation for him because he was going to go in and then he lost his spot because someone else played better. It's the same as the Martial situation right now. He's definitely done enough to start. Now he's injured. If Cristiano comes in and bangs too, Martial ain't starting. And he's got to now sit down and wait his turn. And Cristiano now has got in the pole position. So anyway, Garth, I heard that. That's what I thought. And I don't think it's fair. And I don't think it's fair. I just think he just wants to get away now. And he just wants to get away and start fresh. But I don't think it was unfair treatment. I just think he's a little bit bitter with this one. What do you think?
I don't have much to add to that, Nathan. I agree with you entirely. It's an unfair situation. But no one's at fault here. It's unlucky for you, mate. Yeah, it's unfair that you were going to be number 1 and then you got COVID and then De Gea played really well. Yeah, like, what I mean? It's life, mate. I'm really sorry. It's football. It's happened many times before. You know what I mean? You get injured at every level as well, even down at my level, it's like amateur level. you get injured, you lose your place, and you have to wait for a chance to pick it back up again. Unless you're like out and out the best player in that position, which he wasn't. In my mind, Dean Henderson isn't even that great of a like. So, yeah, I can go on the stats. Maybe he's a bit of a replacement for De Gea. Maybe he's better than De Gea, but I don't see him as like a leap and a bound above De Gea. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's unlucky, but yeah, it's bitter. It's pure bitterness, and he's clearly working his way out of the club. Is what he's doing, like laying them seeds down. So yeah.
Okay, well, Alex, what did you think when you first heard of this information?
It was obviously tough to hear, but I think it was just indicative of the toxicity that was happening at the club last season and beyond. And I think that so many promises were made to so many different players like Lingard and himself. So I think that it is tough because the season we had last season, we needed De Gea. We needed De Gea saved our bacon just as much as Cristiano saved our bacon as well with the goals. I think that it was hard for him to get back in. I think that what was really unfair was probably that the club didn't want to let him go on loan. I think they should have let him go on loan in January. They didn't want to do that. And I understand why, because we didn't have any signings and for all, obviously, the reasons of looking for a new manager. So I understand that side of things. But I feel like the season we had, we could have done without him. We've got Tom Heaton. What were the other two guys there for? It's like, well, I can see that side of it. And he's young and he wants to play. He's hungry. He's obviously thinking about his ambitions with the England squad. Things like that, like, you know, and the age that he's at is obviously just wanting to just do the job that he loves and that he knows he can do. So I feel like this is a great opportunity for him to go to Nottingham Forest. And yeah, he is edging himself out the club, and that's fine. You know, he's been an academy player. He's a bit disgruntled now, and he is letting that be known. So, and I'm guessing that with this no talking to the press clause or whatever the leak things are, he's making his point known so that he can make his exit and leave. But
yeah.
It's sad all the way around, but I think that there are better goalkeepers out there for us, so I'm not sad.
Yeah. Marcel, what you got to say on this here?
Well, it just goes to show the lack of management ability that obviously Ollie has, in my opinion. You know, he mentions Jesse Lingard in this interview as well with TalkSport. You know, he also mentions that Jesse Lingard didn't get the opportunities as well. Hendo, I think, did he deserve maybe opportunity to still be the number one after the COVID? I think, yeah. I genuinely think maybe he should have still got the go-ahead. Do I think he's a better shot stopper than David De Gea? Evidently not, you know. But, you know, I think he should have still been extended that opportunity to show his ability. David De Gea wasn't brilliant when he first started the career at Man United. So I don't know. I think, you know, he was very honest. And I don't understand the backlash that he got from this. He wanted to get this deal done before Erik ten Hag came in because he's been promised things multiple times before. And unfortunately, he had to make his exit. He's not going to be maybe the best goalkeeper for us anyway. Neither is De Gea in the future. 2-3 years' time, both would most probably get replaced. So I don't know. I hope he does well for himself. He mentioned, obviously, that this manager is going to be backing him 110%. That's maybe something that Ollie wasn't offering, or evidently wasn't offering 110% backing, and the importance to feel loved as a player. So hopefully, you know, this bodes well for him, this move.
Well, look, can I just? Oh, sorry, Knife. Go on. I was going to say about that. You don't understand where the backlash is coming from. It's because I don't know, and I don't know if it's an age thing or not. But those of us who grew up without like the social media and everything, you don't talk about your club like this, especially when you're out on loan. Like maybe it slips into a paper somewhere a couple of years after you've been somewhere, you know what I mean? But he's still a Man United player technically, you know. Like I can understand why like the backlash itself, it maybe is a bit too vitriolic, but saying these, you can't just be coming out. He's throwing Solskjaer straight under the bus with this as well, and who ain't there to defend himself anymore. He hasn't said this when he's at Man United to state of claim. He said it once he's gone. You know, the little things that just, and as I was saying, the toxicity around Man United that extends to us fans as well. For me personally, I ain't got time to hear another story about another one of our players who's, you know, I mean, promise is broken, which is bad for him, but who's got a gripe to bear, and he's going to just tell everyone about it. So I don't think it's exactly what he said. I think it's just about how he's gone about it. For me personally, is where the backlash has come from on it. Yeah, because as you pointed out there, he's pretty in his rights to say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think as for him being better, I think he's better at his feet. He's better coming out for sure. Like sweeper keeper, but definitely shot stopping. There were some goals. I remember he was having a great period as well for us, and then he lets in a goal, and you're just thinking, why didn't you save that? I think it was against like Sheffield United that season, or I can't remember anyway. But I remember like it was a cheap goal, and I'm like, De Gea don't let them kind of goals, unless it's like a fumble, one of them ones where obviously it's out of character. But that looked like a goal that he was thinking, there's nothing I could do here. And I just felt like it's unfortunate for goalkeepers, by the way, because I played with Thomas Kuszczak. He was at West Brom, with us. And he was a cat, he's saving everything. And then he gets a move to Man United. But then he's not going to play. Like, he is there for years and years and years. Didn't really get any games, but he's at Man United. The club probably, you're thinking, wow, I'm going Man United now. But then he never plays. That's goalkeepers for you. So you know that you're either number one or you're not playing, like for the whole season. So or for 5 seasons, it could be. So you need to go in somewhere where you are always going to be number one. And it's simple as that. And that's goalkeepers' lives, unfortunately. So anyway.
He was a solid backup, though, Thomas Kuszczak.
Yeah.
I was just having a look. How many games do you reckon he played for Man United?
I would say, how many years did he play? Give me the years.
He's got a few more. He's there 6 years. He was there.
So 6 years. I'm giving him no more than 7 games a season. So 7 times 6. You do math.
I was gonna say 7 in total.
No, he got 61 overall, only 32 in the league though. But more than I thought, because I thought he played about 5, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I was about to say 20. I was about to say 20, Garth.
61 solid backup though, solid backup goalkeeper, Thomas Kuszczak. So.
That's the kind of thing. Every top club have changed their keeper apart from us. Fact.
Yes.
Yeah, but we've got a problem. No one's going to take De Gea because he's on 350 grand a week.
Astronomical wages. Yeah.
And this has been our problem. This is what I mean. People come to me about we should like De Gea versus Henderson. Henderson ain't an answer for me, but I do agree. De Gea is not like, I hate the phrase modern day keeper, but all right, he is not a modern day keeper.
Yeah.
But we can't get rid of him, and there's no one out there that we can buy that's good enough to replace. Does that make sense? That's that much better than him. They can replace De Gea and make it worth our money to keep someone who's on 350 grand a week on the books or like on the bench.
Do you feel like that Henderson could have improved under Ten Hag? Do you feel like he like, if he was given that shot, he could have been maybe like your Ramsdale type of character now?
Yeah,
but he didn't want the shot, did he? That's the other problem with it. He wanted to get out there before. That's again one of my problems with it. Is the whole thing. He didn't even give Ten Hag a chance to choose whether he could be number one this season. And I understand why he's saying broken promises. But he's
on loan now, isn't he? So it's like he's not gone, so he can come back. And then, so for example, if he goes off this season, then he comes back. Potentially, he could be number one going into the next season. So
let's hope so.
Forest, isn't it? He's Forest, isn't he?
Yeah, Forest. Yeah.
Oh, he's with Jesse, and
he is with Jesse. Yeah.
So, and I hope so. As well. But again, I don't think De Gea is that good. I don't think he comes in and steps like he isn't an Oblak or someone. You know what I mean? He's going to come in and just immediately be a replacement for De Gea, and that's Man United's problem for a number of years now. Because De Gea should definitely. I love De Gea, and I don't think Henderson's better than him, but he should have moved on a couple of years ago by now. You know what I mean?
I'd love us to take Robert Sanchez.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. But again, do you put him that much higher than De Gea? You know what I mean? Where he's going to replace De Gea, and De Gea is going to sit on the bench on them wages.
I think yes, in terms of playing out from the back and distribution, because I've seen so many times where he's been really instrumental in Brighton scoring goals because his distribution has been really great. So I feel like that is probably what would set him above just for that purpose.
Because he's the one that saved all them shots. He was an absolute cat that day as well.
There's one way to kill De Gea off, isn't it? Loses his place in the Spain team to Sanchez, then Man United go and buy him to replace him at United as well. That is harsh, man. Harsh. I know football's a cutthroat game, but damn, that is.
He's had a good 11 years now, hasn't he? So
He's been a good servant. It's definitely time.
Just on King Eric's point, I think there's plenty of goalkeepers that can replace David De Gea. Because when we talk about the modern game, you need a keeper that can play out from the back. So anyone that can play out from the back, you won't get the world-class saves and the camera saves. But as long as they've got a base level of shot-stopping ability with the feet and the hands, and they can play exceptionally better with the feet than David De Gea, I think that's an instant replace for our team and for our system. And as long as they can come out of the box a lot more as well, because they've got to be able to negotiate that space that we're leaving in behind the last centre-back on the halfway line and him in his box. So as long as they've got those abilities and qualities, they're ready to replace David De Gea for me. Even though their shop-stepping ability is not going to be as exceptional as his, it can also improve. That's why I agree with Alex that we should have extended that opportunity to Henderson. His potential currently is going to be a lot higher than what De Gea's current ability is and his ceiling almost.
Yeah, he's going to need to come off his line, isn't he? That's the main, especially if Maguire's playing, you're going to need someone coming off the line.
I can't believe it's a new season and we're still talking about De Gea not coming off his line and Harry Maguire not being. Yeah, I know.
Did you notice they got through and he came out and kicked the ball out? So I like that. And I think he must have been told that a little, in the games. Like, listen, you're going to have to come off your line, son. Otherwise, we're going to have to find someone else. So,
oh, yeah, he's definitely, yeah.
Robert Sanchez, very good goalkeeper. He was on loan at Rochdale a few years ago. Come on leap since. De Gea is good for this season. You probably will sign a new year and a good one. I'm gonna have to put like the amount of letters that we can put in a comment. That was a good comment though. Good one to be fair. He's got his the Portuguese.
Yeah, Jose Sarr, but yeah, he's a quality shot stopper, but I don't think again like he really is his distribution that much better than De Gea. I know De Gea's is down, but I don't think Sarr's that much better, is it? You know what I mean? So
you're gonna get something.
No, Marcel's like, mate, I'll take anyone. I'll take anyone.
Do you know what's funny though, Garth? I've been reading stuff that apparently Jose Sarr and David De Gea look alike as well. Apparently,
oh, is it?
So yeah, that's quite funny.
Jose, he was in my team of the year, Sarr. He was definitely goalkeeper of the year, so I can see it. Yeah. But this is what I mean. It's more we've got to look to the future. We need someone who's got at least almost as good a shot stopping capability as De Gea, plus the passing. There's a total package there. So although there's a lot of goalkeepers out there, you're done with De Gea. Obviously, I didn't realise that. I did not. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah. I just think to find someone, it's got a lot to come together to get someone that you can say, yeah, I'm definitely replacing De Gea with this man. You know what I mean?
That'd be tough.
I mean, look at before that. I mean, when Alex Ferguson was trying to play Schmeichel, it took us years. It took us so long to get. And then we got Van der Sar, and that was like just the best ever.
You know, I watched back a clip thing of Bartes. Like, I thought Bartes was a world-class goalkeeper. That geezer was a joker, mate. That geezer was a joker.
Do you remember?
Yeah. Bosnich, oh mate,
oh my god,
Taibbi, yeah, we went through some keepers, bro. So,
we got a question.
Van der Gaal as well. Is Van der Gaal?
Oh, I like Van der Gaal. Van der Gaal,
yeah,
I liked him.
Through the legs.
Yeah.
What was it? You got Harry Maguire in your dream team. Am I mad for doing this? Honest opinions.
Yeah.
It will get. Go on, Alex. You first. You're backing up.
Yeah, I would say you should just wait. You should hold off on United defenders for now. Just there's so much. You've got the wild card. You've got to use that before the World Cup. Then the World Cup, you've got unlimited players. I think the first game weeks 1 to 8. Just focus on people that are reliable and established. So you're looking at your Lewis Dunks. You're looking at your Johnnies potentially. You've got and I would say obviously Robertsons and your Trents. Obviously that needs to go in there, and James. So yeah, there's plenty of other people other than Maguire right now for you to go for.
Tell me not to bet money on a fantasy league with Coach Alex here, coming out with details and you want your regulars, you want your Dunks, your Johnnies, show your head.
I'm not surprised this is who your team is. You know every player now.
I'm going to reevaluate mine. I had Martial out front, and it's lucky I did the show tonight, because I wouldn't have known that he was injured. So.
Harry, for me, I wouldn't put him in the thing, because I look for goals and assists and clean sheets, and obviously he doesn't score too many, doesn't keep many clean sheets, and obviously he's not going to assist from the back, so he's not a player that I'd rather have. I want someone who's going to be a threat on corners and scores more, consistently scores more, and maybe even at a lower team where you can get them for much cheaper and then pile up your money on the other positions. That's what I look to do. So yeah, that's what I would do. Garth, what you got on this one?
You know, I was going to say, but yeah, I agree with you. When I do defenders, they're usually all fullbacks, unless it's a penalty taking centre back or someone who. But Man United look better defensively. I think we're going to do all right. And Harry Maguire is due an 8-goal a season. He is due one, because he scores for England. When he was everywhere else, he was bashing. You know what I mean? He had his own. I ain't saying it's going to happen. I wouldn't put him in, but it's a gamble worth taking if he's dirt cheap as well. After Man United conceded so many goals last year, I can imagine he's cheap as chips. You throw him in there, and he does get his 8-goal season. You'll be laughing, ain't you? But no, after all that, never, not in a million years. No way, no. Fullbacks only in my fantasy teams.
I agree. I agree with Garth. I agree with all of you. But Eriksen's delivery now. We've seen it against Rayo Vallecano. he was on the end of these headers. So, potentially there's something there. If there's a positive sign, it's the set piece side of things. But I don't see him collecting clean sheets, and I maybe see him picking up a lot of yellow cards from backtracking, turning the other way from counter attack. So.
Crystallizing my nightmare there. I was just crystallizing it. That was going to be next season. It's just going to be Harry Maguire slowly turning as another ball comes straight through us.
I hope he'll be all right this year. I just hope he does well. We need him to do well anyway. If he's going to keep some clean sheets now. But like you said, I don't expect him to bag 8 goals. He's never done it before. I don't think he's done it before. Scored 8, so I don't expect him to do it.
No, but centre backs, they always seem to have one season. That's what I'm saying. He is due his one.
Whole career,
It happens, don't it?
If it is a year, it'll be this year because Eriksen he's playing balls of quality, and even Bruno now he's not hitting the front man with free kick corners. The ones where they just dip. He's trying to dip, but he's not dipping them no more. Maybe he's been told. Listen, stop doing that nonsense. Let's get the ball in the right spot. So, yeah. Anyway, on to something else, which is actually kicking on from talking about all these different players. Now, we're linked with a few players. And we're linked with these players' names that I've seen anyway. I've been looking around, seeing what's what. And these are the names that we're linked with. And I'm quite optimistic about all of them. Not about them coming, but I like the names that are being linked. Like, all these names, I wouldn't mind any of them. I've seen Neves. We know what Neves has done to us in the past. He's got the quality to keep the ball under pressure, and he can score a goal. He's a goal threat, and he will just keep the ball ticking. And that's what we need, a player who's quietly going about his business at a high level. That's Neves. Sesko, young player. When I look at his highlights, he's got left foot, he's got right foot, he dribbles well, he scores headers. He does everything nicely. Like, his technique is on point, and he's got agility. I like that. He's young, very young, 19, 18, what is 19, I think.
19.
This kid looks like a player who could jump straight into a side that plays fluid football and get goals straight away. And that's lovely that he's 19 as well. Love that. Dest, we know about him already, fullback at Barcelona. And Dumfries, obviously, Dutch side. I watched him, obviously, in the Cup, in the Euros. And he was doing well. And again, another man that Erik ten Hag is going to want to try and get, I'm guessing. So if he's saying we're linked to maybe 3 or 4 players, I'm guessing it's going to be a right back. I'm guessing it's definitely got to be a centre mid, and we're looking for strikers. So if these 3, any of the 3 of these come for me, I'm all right. I'd like Dumfries, Neves, and Sesko if I was going to choose. But Garth, what you got to say on these 4 names that you can see here?
Neves is Neves. I know everyone's hyped for Neves. For me, man, he's all right. It all comes down to the valuation of him. If they're talking like 60, 70 mil, never. He's a 35 million pound player. I don't even think he really improves us that much. Like, if we're still playing Solskjaer style, yeah, but under Ten Hag, I'm not sure. I'm really not. I think I hate to keep saying this because I think you bring in as an Iqbal, like you really do. At 19, you throw it on his shoulders and see what he can do. You know what I mean? Instead of getting Neves. Dest, that'd be so Man United. Go to Barcelona for Frankie de Jong, come home with Serginho Dest. You know what I mean? Listen, he's a good player, but that's just Man United through that, isn't it? You know what I mean? Same as Dumfries. Yeah, they're good fullbacks. They'll improve our squad no end. There's no two ways about it. Sesko, I like the look of this kid a lot, man. Like, I didn't know much about him because I don't really do German football. It's Austrian, isn't it, Salzburg? So I don't even do it. Yeah.
No, but he plays it in the Bundesliga.
The Salzburg play in the Bundesliga, do they? All right, fair. That's how bad I am with it. But yeah, there you go.
Red Bull.
Yeah. He looks well tasty. I like the look of him. Like you were saying, left foot, right foot. He's 19, so you never know. But that's one worth putting the money in my opinion, definitely. Especially if Ronaldo's gone anyway next year, 100%. So well worth. That's the one out of all 3 of them. That's one I'd invest the money in, definitely for me.
Alex, what you got to say about these 4?
Well, out of these 4, I'd say X out Dest, please. I'd take Dumfries because I feel like he's got experience. I feel like we don't need another 21-year-old like in Dest to come along young. We need someone who's got experience. He's been like playing really well for Inter. He's got Champions League experience. I feel like he could be a good option in the right back situation that we need. Neves, I've already said, I feel like he could come in and hit the ground running. And I feel like in this situation, as much as I want us to build players and build a team that is correct and is proper, so I'm willing to be patient, I feel like these players wouldn't be a terrible option. And obviously Sesko, yeah, I mean, I'm agree with Garth. I feel like he's the next best thing. And I feel like as well as that, his price tag is not that bad. I mean, you know, Nunes went for how much? We were like, I'm in an iron about him, 80 million, and now he's like pretty much half that price. I would say, oh no, oh Steve, I don't
want to. Just started raining on people's parades, man.
Okay, forget it. Oh my god, we'll just put on that show.
Getting trolled by our mates on here, you know what I mean? What's going on?
Nor did we till the other day. Nor did we till
no,
last week.
I won't lie. Yeah, I don't follow. I didn't know much about him at all. So, but from what I've watched, he looks.
Yeah.
He looks mint, to be fair. He looks good. And that's what I think about him. Yeah. Marcel, what you got to say about these four then? What do you think about Neves, more importantly, because it's kind of mixed here at the moment. So are you 50-50 in it, or are you 75-20? I don't know. Let's see.
You're right. I mean, I think I'm 30% in, really. I don't think he's the right type, especially in a Ten Hag system, or what I've seen that I would want one of the sixes to do. I mean, there's Paredes available, but he's more of an 8 at PSG. Paredes is around. Obviously, Renato's gone now, which would have been, I think, a better fit or the best fit. I really need to see what Ten Hag would want in terms of additional player. He says if he doesn't get the right players, he will look to invest within. So, you know, that would be Fred. Fred's kind of made it a functional midfield. He's tried to use him in a different way, and it's worked. It looks reasonably functional at times. But to get a proper player in that he can cultivate and make into the full-fledged 6 that he usually wants, it's got to be Zidane Akbal, like Garth said. You know, he comes in, he looks like a potentially proper class player. So, but Neves has got quality. He's had fantastic displays against us last season. You know, at home, he nearly at Old Trafford, he nearly scored a worldie, and away and at their ground, he was all right as well. So. Dumfries, I like Dest. I don't know why you guys don't like Dest. I think he's a fantastic player.
He's all right. I said he's all right.
Oh, no, I think he's fine. It's just that's typical Man United to go and get Frankie de Jong and come home with a right back. You know what I mean? That's like, I've got no problem with Dest. I agree with Alex. I'd have Dumfries over him. I actually think Dumfries is a better player, personally. Okay. But didn't Inter just signed the Ajax fella, didn't they? Maserati, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
So Dumfries must be up and available. So.
It's a good point, and if it's a first shoot price, then you maybe put him ahead of him. But Desta's played at Ajax. Desta's also, you know. So, and then Sesko, I don't know much about him, but you know, I've done the similar, you know, the due diligence in terms of the YouTube.
Yeah. So, that video got 4 views this week, didn't it? From us.
So you know, I've had the look, and yep, there's lots of qualities there in his game. From the good parts that you see, but can we rely on him? You know, I've always said we need an upgrade on Sancho, we need an upgrade on Rashford, we need an upgrade on Martial. I don't think he's an upgrade, but you know, this is either you sink or swim in this game and at the top level. So he really could come out and be one of those, another young world class or potentially becoming world class footballer. We've seen it in that they're not freaks of nature, but you know, Haaland and Mbappe, they were young and they've been able to push it into the game. So. What better place to do it at in the Premier League, you know? So looking forward to it. And he's more of the type, you know, that target man type, that build. I think Ten Hag likes that. So he will work and understand the system and will fit into it and look better because the wingers will be looking for him more.
I don't think he's coming in to replace the wingers, is he? It's just centre forward for yeah.
I think he'll do well with supply coming in the box from them kind of players. I think someone with that kind of finishing ability, I don't think they can go far wrong, if you get what I mean. So it's either him or you waiting for like an Osimhen or something. You know, if it's Osimhen, is it Osimhen?
From Napoli.
He's
perfect.
The next one, but it'll be costing a lot. Yeah. He would be a top player to get in. But as you said with Neves, like you really would only have Zidane, Iqbal, McTominay, and Fred. That's it. There's not. Can't just have them 3. I think you need to have a Neves just in case. Like Zidane might still play games, but you got to have someone of some quality in there. Like we can't go another season with McTominay and Fred again.
What about Ghana though? Is he not in?
The conversation.
you know, the game didn't fill me with too much confidence last week. I know it was a mix and match team, but you know, like we looked like calm on the ball and confident when we was playing against Atleti. And then played against Rayo Vallecano. It's like it was a hot potato. Like there was never really much going on until you got Donny and Erik, Eriksson and Cristiano like playing a few balls, slowing it down a bit. But like I didn't see Ghana at all. To be fair, it was just not. There was not really many options for the fullbacks and the defense centre backs either. So I wondered where was he? I don't know if you thought that, but none of them had options. I didn't see what's the fullback's name now? He played. He did all right. Youngster.
Ethan Laird.
Right. Yeah, so Laird. He didn't have many options going forward. And he didn't have any options going inside. Ball went back to keeper, back to defender, back to keeper. And I'm like, what about midfielder? Then out to wide man. What's happened? Where's the midfield? So that was a bit of a worry. So I want to see more of him. I'm not sure if he's going to be starting, to be fair.
I'm not over Rick now, but he definitely gets in. I think Charlie Savage is the one you send out on loan, isn't it? And you keep Garner and plus Donny van der Beek, remember as well. I know he's not playing the 6 per se, but it's another centre midfielder. Like I'm beginning to seriously think that he doesn't get another centre. I know he was just saying this. Ten Hag doesn't get another. If he can't get De Jong, and there isn't someone else that really tickles his fancy, he isn't just going to get a Neves. I don't think he wants him. I don't think he'll go and get him. If you know what I mean. So we could really be looking at. I think we're looking at a Fred, Donny van der Beek, Bruno starting against Brighton on Sunday. They're three, Donny and Fred in the centre, and the McTominay's sub, and along with Garner and Iqbal.
And Zidane.
Yeah, and Zidane Iqbal, yeah.
For now, until the transfer window closes, that's not too bad at the end of the day. I would love Bellingham. Everyone would.
Bellingham, yeah.
All day. He's not coming. He's
I mean,
in the Champions League.
Yeah, not yeah. I don't even know.
Mate. I'll join you, Albert, mate. I'll join you. I'll tell you.
Wow, he's a baller, mate. He's an absolute baller.
Yeah.
Could hear for years if he was here. That would be lovely.
He's going Liverpool. Bellingham's going Liverpool, man.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know who would? Do you know who could play the Frankie De Jong role and do it well? Declan Rice.
Yeah.
Rice could really do it, guys. And if going in the market for him, maybe breaking the bank. If you're going to break the bank for anyone, unfortunately, I would say Declan Rice. Because Jude can do the 8 and 10. Declan can do the 6, 8, not the 10. So, and you maybe want the 6, 8 guy more than Declan.
You see, I don't mind Rice, but I can't warrant spending 160 mil on Declan Rice. It just that's what they say. That's what 150, whatever it is, 7 mil they want for him, or whatever it is.
160, no chance.
Yeah, he's got 2 years left on his contract, so next season is the season we see how much they really will take for him. You know what I mean? The 50 mil. But yeah, it went up and up. They said 120, and clubs were like, "Oh, that's not that bad. Yeah, we can afford 120." Next day, it's 155 mil. You know what I mean? So yeah. I couldn't spend that money.
I'd break the bank for him. I'm not.
What, for Rice? Really? What would you get 150 for him though? Would you really?
I'm so desperate.
You can't spend that amount of money though. Surely not.
No.
Surely not.
But it fixes your problems for a multiple amount of years. Yeah, I mean, and you can ask him to take on that responsibility of the 6th role, and he will be able to execute it, I think, very well.
Yeah. And he's on peanuts at West Ham as well, isn't
he?
Yeah.
100.
And he's got such a great attitude.
I'll do it 50 mil.
But then again, what I would say, Garth, is he wants to go Chelsea, so we might.
If Chelsea go, if De Jong get Chelsea, if Chelsea get De Jong as well, they can't have them all, mate. You know what I mean? Well, they can.
All of them, mate.
Yeah, they can. It's Chelsea.
Oh gosh! Imagine.
Oh my goodness me, that's a joke. But anyway, we're on to the last thing of the day, the last little bit. It's not much really, but we might as well mention it because it's part of our team. It's an in and an out. It's an out that's happened at our club. So we might as well mention it. But before that, let's just take a quick look at this. Marcel just took the words out of my mouth. I want rice. I'll make some for you in a bit. I want chicken and curry with my rice. You see? You're my wavelength, Alex. And Steve K's having a laugh. Right.
Sorry, Alex, would you take Rice over Kimmich or Kimmich or both?
Never.
That's what I thought. I was just wondering. I thought I'd ask. You know what I mean?
I would.
You take Rice over Kimmich, would you?
Oh, I think he has a bit more of a rounded game for what we need at the moment.
Ooh, fighting words from the bottom right.
Kimmich is luxury, you know. Kimmich is guaranteed luxury class.
A 6 squad if he's in a 6 squad, he'll flourish even more. It's like a Pogba situation.
Yeah,
he needs to be in a side that's totally perfect for him, and he'll be
Declan's
even
got
better.
leadership
Really?
qualities.
I thought Kimmich was
No,
a
I
warrior.
don't
Yeah. I've always seen Joshua Kimmich as like a warrior. Like, he'll play anywhere. You know what I mean?
But I don't know. I think I'm not sure. Do I? We'll see. If he comes, in it, and we'll see.
He's
But
not.
There's no way. Yeah.
He's
no way he's gonna leave.
Clever.
Never. But this
Maybe when
man
he's
here-
32, like Schweinsteiger, you know what I mean? Just as a little, I'm done with Bayern now.
Yeah.
Let's see what else is out there.
Savic is more realistic. That's a centre back, isn't it? You're talking about?
It's
Milinkovic.
Malinko Savic. Yeah,
Right,
who we've been linked with, I swear, for about 20 years. He's only 27.
Yeah.
Now. Too late. That ship's gone. Like, I don't want to hear about players again. That's just what happened with Varane, isn't it? We talked about Varane years ago. Now he's come when he's injured all the time, and now we're like, oh, it's the same thing. But anyway, Telles, he moves on loan, and I'm happy because centre back, and to be fair, I don't really like his defending, and I don't really like his attacking. To be fair, I thought it was going to be better, and I haven't seen it. Even Ten Hag, he's put him centre back quite a few times. Played him left back the last game. He still didn't really look any great, that good. To be fair, I just want to see him go out on loan, get some minutes. Maybe he can improve and show us what he's really about, and then come back, really, and that's it. And good luck to him, to be fair. I hope he does well, because obviously it's not any good playing without a structure as well, and trying to cross balls in when players are not even ready or they don't even know when it's going to come in. I know it is a hard work, and I know Spain will probably be great for him, and they will have a structure there, and they will have players moving at the right places. So if he's going to do well, it probably will be there. Garth, what you got to say on this one before we wrap this one up?
Yeah, unfortunate for him. We got sold a dream. I'm just looking it up now. It was 120 games for Porto, 21 goals, 40 assists, an assist every 3 games. We got sold that dream, and he never fulfilled it, did he? You know what I mean? So, also when you buy a player like that, you've got to let him take all the free kicks and the corners as well, not one every 3. To if he's getting his stats from it, so look, he needs to go. He's 30 years old. I think his Man United career is done. Personally, the moment you saw Ten Hag playing him left centre back, he's dropped down. He's dropped down and pecking all the left backs. So exactly, you're saying. Hopefully, gets the minutes under his belt. You know what I mean? And fair play to him.
Yeah, he's done. Alex, what you got to say on this Telles deal? Are you happy?
Yeah, happy. Good riddance. Glad to see the back of him. Like, hopefully, this is the start of him leaving. I'm just. Just every single player that was just bought by Ole or whoever in the beginning, I'm over them all. I just want a new fresh start. So I'm happy that he's gone. And
hurry up, next one.
Yeah, no, please do. Please leave. The sooner we could get rid of and go into the next phase. Like how Marvel are going into their phase 1. We need to go into the next phase now. So bye, Telles. Thank you for your services and that goal you scored in the Champions League. See you next time.
I just found out that we're still paying some of his wages, though. I didn't realise this.
No, we're not. I don't think we are.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
All right, so fair play. I thought because I hadn't heard that. This report must be it's sweet. Because otherwise that's Man United all over again, isn't it? Yeah. Like we're trying to get that reduction down, and we haven't. But sweet. That's good news then.
Marcel, are you happy for him to stay, or are you happy for that he's gone?
Yeah, I think he had to go. I think I maybe would have wanted at the beginning stages for Luke Shaw to be the one to go out of the 2, and then we get a replacement from that standpoint. But it's Shaw that stays. Shaw's had the longer career at United without no return. So I would have said maybe Shaw to go. It's been 8 years with not much return, whereas Telles has only been here for a couple of seasons or so. So, but I mean, we need some more outgoings so we can bring players in. So if that's one that goes, the wages is there. I'm upset that we didn't get a clause in there for immediate buy. For whatever price, it should have been a savvy price. So I don't know what it means for him going on to next season. We've still got Fernandes, a good youth player that's coming up that looks like he's ready for the team. So he needs those minutes, the Telles minutes, whatever they would be. So I don't know. I'm more looking for who are we going to replace. Or if we don't get Frankie Jong, or who's going to come into that midfield is the biggest issue for me right now.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. But look, I think we've upgraded on left back spot now. Yeah, and we've got Malaysia in there. He's going to start. I think Shaw will be right behind him. I think that's 2 good players. If Shaw's injured, then the young one comes in, as you said. So I think that's better than having a Tellez in there, to be fair. And it's just upgraded us. I think Malacia has definitely upgraded us, and he's definitely on to start on Sunday.
Oh no, he don't start. Shaw starts on Sunday, man. I'd have Malacia starting, but Shaw starts Sunday. I think.
It's Old Trafford, mate. Get him in there. Let's attack.
To be thinking about it, he's done quite well in that bottom left-hand quadrant, ain't he? The left back and Martinez to like just slowly. Maybe that's the way he's going about it, just slowly building his team up the way he wants it. You know what I mean? So because Martinez is definitely starting, but he looks solid. So you don't think so, Martin?
No, what's your guys' 11? I wanted to ask you what's your 11, Garth, because do you think we have to go defensive? Do you think we have to go defensive because it's against Brighton? This is a weaker Brighton side now. No Cucurella. There's a few players that they've missed. No Bissouma.
You go.
I thought you were still staying. Cucurella.
Well, I wanted you guys to go first so I could maybe hopefully have the strongest guess at it. But it would be interesting to know your guys' side.
De Gea's in goal, Malacia, Martinez, Maguire, and Delo right back. I think they're going to start. I think you're going to see McTominay and Fred with Bruno, and you're going to see Rashford, Ronaldo, and Sancho play. I think that's going to be the starting lineup. What do you think, Markov? That's me.
I think it's Shaw all day. I think it's Shaw all day left back. So De Gea, same defence apart from Shaw at left back. De Gea, Shaw left back, Martinez, Maguire all day, Dalot. Then I think it's going to be Donny and Fred in the centre. I think it's going to be Van der Beek and Fred in the centre with Bruno in front of them. And I'm sure it's going to be Ronaldo, but he hasn't had enough minutes. What I'd like to see is Rashford through the centre, Sancho on the right, and then whoever we're going to play, maybe just throw it out to Fernandes, to Garnacho, and be like, there you go, mate, go on. But probably not in the Lenga. But it's probably going to be Ronaldo, Rashford, Sancho.
It's what you think is going to happen, not what you want.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's going to be Ronaldo, Sancho, and Rashford.
Yeah. Alex, what you got for us?
Yeah, I think Luke Shaw. I think it's going to be Maguire, and I think it's going to be Lindelof actually, and I think it'll be Dalot. Because I just think that it's like the first game. I feel like I don't know if he's going to play Martinez straight away. I feel like he might ease him in, and we've got the sub thing now. I think it will be Donny and Fred as well. I think definitely Bruno. I think it will be Rashford, Sancho, and I think it will be Ronaldo. I think that's the team he's going to start with.
Here's another thing, I've just realised something. He could play Rashford up top, Sancho left, and Eriksen right. I forgot about that. But go on, Marcel, go on.
And no Ronaldo. And then what happens to the midfield if he puts Eriksen on the right?
He puts the same midfield because he plays on the right, doesn't he? He's actually played on the right.
He has.
If he needs to play someone who's got more minutes in him. But again, if you're playing Eriksen, Cristiano's had similar minutes. So
before you go, Marcel, Eriksen on the right is one of them players. Like, I'm sure he can do it. I'd rather see someone else. I'd rather see a Langer play. I really would than Eriksen or an Ahmed or a Palestri. I really would.
A lot of running. It's a lot of running.
Played for Spurs, isn't it? He's played for Spurs in them areas before. I just thinking he might be an inverted, like right-sided player. But we'll see.
Do you guys think he's a bit off the pace though, in terms of fitness, match fitness, anyway?
Yeah, he will be.
Yeah, but the only way you get that is matches, isn't it? That's what I would like. He's the same as Ronaldo, though. Before you go, also these players are surely Martinez. I think is a little bit different, but Ronaldo and Eriksen, they've had no pre-season whatsoever. So 90 minutes, game one is going to be tough for them, I think. But what are you going with, Marcel? Then what are you going with?
Because my point that I was trying to make was that I think he's going to go attacking. So I think he's going to leave Fred in the single pivot and potentially do a Donny and Bruno.
I hope that's the case. I hope you three are right with that because I want to see.
Yeah, so I think it will be Fred, Donny, Bruno, and then in left back, I do see that it could be Shaw, Garth, but I think it's got to be Malacia.
I hope you're right again. I hope you're right as well, because I want to see Malacia start. I really do.
I agree.
Martinez is what 60 million, 50 odd million. That's not got to be on the bench. So he's left centre back, right centre back. Maguire. He's respected the consistency of captaincy, and then Delo goes in at right back. The forward three is really interesting, but I do think it's Ronaldo through the centre. But then you don't kind of get the system that I think Ten Hag prefers with Ronaldo in the centre. And then you got to have maybe I think it's got to be Rashford on that left, and then Sancho's been brilliant on that right side. I don't know why you're taking away from that. Another question though, guys, would be who do you think what positions do you think we'll get in this window? I think we'll get maybe 2 more signings. What positions do you think there would be?
I've got right back, central defensive midfielder, and then a striker.
You're always sneaking extra run in, Dave. We're having two.
I said two. Yeah.
Right, centre defensive midfielder and up front then.
Okay. Go on,
DM and striker.
Yeah, just two.
Yeah.
DM and striker.
I reckon it's gonna. I'm centre mid striker as well. Yeah, I don't know if it'll be a DM per se, but yeah, centre mid striker for me as well. If we get anything.
I think DM and right backs. I think we need to get rid of Ronaldo, and I think we need to clear up that side of things and the money. So I think that would be where we'd.
I'm going to go with. I 100% agree with you, Alex. I think it'll be a DM and right back if Ronaldo stays. I don't think you go in for a striker, even though we are in for the striker now. Steve said it's stalled, and I think you maybe don't go for the striker per se, because we've got so many forward options.
Yeah, well, if that's the case, then yeah, I think so.
If it's just two, but I believe it's free, like yourself, Nathan. But if it's just two, I think it's the DM and a right back. 50
mil for that Sesko as well, though. That's what they're saying. I can see that being a transfer that doesn't stop you from getting the extra two transfers. We are still Man United, you know what I mean?
Yes,
like we can. So.
And wasn't that a huge problem for us last season where we were too top heavy with the forwards, and it was like there was no balance. So it was like I feel like that just wouldn't be something that we want to go for again right now.
Yeah, I'm just going in my head though. I just think Ronaldo's done, like done, and all we've got is Martial now, or Charlie McNeil. You know what I mean? Like in my heart, and it really, I don't say it hurts, but I'm really disappointed that Ronaldo. I didn't think Ronaldo would be like this. You know what I mean? I thought we've done everything by the book, in my opinion. We said he can move if he can find a club. No one wants him. No one can afford him, and yet he's still acting like we're holding him in at Old Trafford hostage, and it's really disappointed me. So
he retire.
All right, guys. That's all we got time for today. We're over the time limit already. 6 minutes over, but it's been good. It's been great, and obviously Sunday it is. Sunday it is the big match. So you obviously catch us on Friday. We are doing me and Garth. I think we're doing the preview to the Brighton game. And then
5
straight
o'clock.
up to the Brighton game on Sunday as well. So make sure you catch us then. Thanks a lot to everybody in the comments for everything that they've put in. I remember Saki is stopping us by the right back. So anyway, thanks a lot, Alex. Thanks a lot, Marcel. Thanks a lot, Garth, for being on the show once again. It's been great. And as Kieran would say, stay safe and wash your hands.